so excited to have you here today. We have a great show lined up for this time of year, really important. We're talking about our immune system. We're talking about those dreaded earaches. So for both adults and children and what you can do naturally. We'll be talking about our immune boosting herbal medicines that are actually working like antibiotics. Yes, we will be going into the beauty set. So I'll be talking about the attributes of rosehip oil, and we're doing some Gua Sha today as well. We're also going to be doing some exercises, but not the type of exercise that you would probably think about. They're easy ones. So that's coming up. Of course, I'll give you a little hint. It has to do with your ears. So something that I love to share and something that I've helped so many of my patients with over the years with doing these simple ear exercises. Okay, so we're going to be doing that together. I'll teach you the technique. You can do this for your children, your grandchildren. It is amazing, and for yourself as well. Now, we are also going to be very interactive today. Please say hello and where you're from, because as you know, on the Doctor Janine Show, what do? We are so interactive. We're going to be playing for a prize. So this is coming up. Our immune support from our great sponsors at VitaTree Nutritionals. So excited about that. We're playing lots of games. So we'll have quiz questions throughout the show. We're doing a fill in the blanks today. We also have a multiple choice question. So please pay attention to the content as we go through the show. And it's all for fun though. So no stress, like being in school. You know how some kids got really stressed out. Put a 1 in the comments if you're one of those kids who got really stressed out by school. And put a 2 in the comments if you didn't give, you know what. And you just had fun. Okay, hello, Rashida. Nice to see you in Trinidad. Thank you for tuning in today. Sharon in Chicago and Vegas. Tony in Vegas. Nice to have you here. Irene in Canada. Jody B in Michigan as well. Hello, hello. Jay in Nova Scotia. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Wow, that's a very French name, Jen Murph. Thank you for tuning in Idaho. I had no idea. Kate in California, thank you for tuning in today. Okay, Fort Worth, Texas. Amoeba Han is here, as well as Cami in New York. Thank you for tuning in. Irene as well, Ocean Blue Waves. Lizzo, okay, some people didn't really care so much. I'm trying to watch my language without it slipping out about not caring about school. Yes, some of you, yeah, you didn't care. And Gigi, I was number one. I was always like on top of my schoolwork, and that's why it's very difficult for my children if I'm not on top of their schoolwork and studying for tests. And like yesterday was studying for a history test. That got to be on top of these things. Or maybe not. All right, so thank you, Eva. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, I see the fall leaves. I know, beautiful fall that we're having here in Ontario. But welcome everyone from all around the world. I know that we have so many viewers that come in from different places. Thank you for tuning in. All right, now if you missed last week's show, we did talk about perimenopause and menopause. We also talked about mold detoxification. We did some lymphatic drainage massage, so my whole 10-step routine. How many have you have been doing that now? So put a heart in the comments, and thank you for all the hearts coming in and all the love throughout the show as well. Thank you for tapping your screen. How many of you have tried and have been doing the 10-step lymphatic drainage massage? Yes, put some hearts in there. Thank you so much. I'm glad. Okay, this is amazing. Now, let's continue. So, where are we going first? So first we're going to talk about ear infections and what are the most common causes of ear infection. So if you've ever suffered with an ear infection, if you've had children and you know that they're pulling on their ear, that there's definitely some pain happening here. Let's go through some of the most common causes of those ear infections. Okay, number 1 is the less favorable organisms that can sort of spark this off. So whether it's viruses, it could be bacteria, and fungus as well. So if you think about the ear cavities, the sinuses, where does fungus usually live? In a dark, moist place, a common area where you could have some less favorable organisms, but again, that fungus could be in the ears, okay? So if you're a sugar eater, you love your sugar, maybe alcohol, that can aggravate, of course, that ear infection. Okay, number 2 on my list is if you're prone to allergies and you have allergic responses happening, definitely this can cause more mucus formation and putting you at higher risk for an ear infection. Okay, number 3 on my list is smoking. So if you are a smoker, of course, the free radical damage, the lack of vitamin C here to help to stimulate your immune system. At the end of the day, ear infections are really having to do with a depressed immune system, and your microbiomes in your gut may not be optimized. That can be related as well. Okay, number 4 is changes in air pressure. So of course, if you've ever experienced this during flying, but even, on a day-to-day basis, depending on where you live, that can be a cause for ear infections as well. And number 5 is just generalized inflammation. So a lot of people are in an inflammatory state. It's something that we talk a lot about here at the Dr. Janine Show, and this becomes important when we talk about things like grounding to decrease that inflammation. If you're new here, welcome on in. Please hit that share button. T-Tools, thank you for sharing today's live. I appreciate whenever you can share, and of course, all of those hearts that come in throughout the show. I truly appreciate it, so please share. And yes, I love this. Look at this. Make sure you are subscribed. You hit that like button, tap the screen, make sure you are following. I appreciate having you all here. It's so great to get together on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Remember, if you're new here, we do this every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have some prizes that I will announce last week's winner for our prize, but we will be playing for a prize this week, the immune support from our great sponsors at VitaTree Nutritionals. Okay, now I do want to share my viewers spotlight. So I'm calling you out, and this is from Late Redhead. Did I say that right? I wish that you were a doctor where I live. All your tidbits are so incredibly helpful. Well, thank you, Late Redhead, for that comment. Continue everyone else to send in your great news. We're all about positivity here on the Dr. Janine Show. It's so great to have you here. Now, we're going to be talking about some of the most common symptoms of those ear infections. But first, before I continue, hit that share button and make sure you are subscribed, you are following, and thank you so much for all those hearts coming in. Love that. Hit or double tap the screen or whatever it is. I know it's different on all the different platforms. Great to have you all here today. All right, so symptoms of ear infections. Let's go through some of the most common ones. Definitely if you've had, like I said, a little one who tugs their ear when they can't yet talk, the babies, you know, and you just know that they're in pain. Definitely overt pain is going to be probably one of the number one telltale symptoms of having an earache, an ear infection. There could be fever because now your immune system is actually mounting to fight that off. And a fever is actually a good thing. So if you're suffering with a cold or a flu and any type of infection in the body, know that having a fever is actually a good thing. It's your body's internal mechanism to bring up the body temperature, and that's where a lot of these viruses and bacteria can't survive. So it's a good thing. I don't like suppressing a fever. I've never done that with my kids. And that's an important thing for everyone to know, whether it's ear infections or it could be any type of thing that your body is fighting. Nausea could be correlated to this as well. When it's really bad, there could be fluid actually draining from the ear. Loss of balance, it can affect your inner ear and, of course, your sense of balance. You could have ringing in the ear, so tinnitus, headaches as well, sleep disorders, and even hearing loss related to that plugged up and often irritated and inflamed ear, all right, with that ear infection. So that is very, very common. Now, let's talk about my tips about how are we going to deal with this ear infection. These are, of course, are all natural tips, things that I've used over the years with my patients, successfully with myself, my husband, my kids. Amazing how these work and how well they work, and not, in my case, not needing, you know, to go to a conventional antibiotic. But let's talk about this. Okay, number one on my list is limit the sugar in your diet. So we know that sugar is going to feed those less favorable organisms. You want to limit the sugar because that's going to be really important. And hey, if you have questions throughout the show, try to put them in the comment section, which is great. I'm going to try to answer some questions today during the live, but if I can't get to your questions, remember that tomorrow we have our Q&A. We'll give you some information about that. Oh, here we go in just a second. Oh, okay, we're going to go to it now. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have our Q&A, but I'm going to try to answer some questions today as they're related to the show, what we're talking about. Okay, number two is limit conventional dairy. So we know that for a lot of people, dairy can form a lot of mucus. So we want to make sure that we're not overdoing it with the dairy, especially in the midst of an ear infection or an upper respiratory tract infection. Number three, you can use some natural ear drops. And a really simple thing to do is put a couple cloves of garlic into some olive oil. Let that sit overnight. In the morning, you're going to strain it. Keep it in a glass little eyedropper container, couple drops in the ear. Now, I mean, it's best that you've actually had your ear checked to make sure that your tympanic membrane is intact, but then you can use the ear drops, which is amazing in terms of having a natural antibiotic effect. And of course, it's all natural, so I love it. You can also purchase in the health food store or online natural ear drops, which often will have mullein, and it could have some garlic in there as well. And it's in an oil base, amazing for those ear infections, something that we use in the home all the time. Thank you for tuning in today. It's great to have you, Raina. Thank you for tuning in, and it's so great. Yes, okay. I know that Danielle is in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Steph, thank you for tuning in. Joe, is it Joe even? Barreto, thank you for tuning in as well. It's great to have you all here. All right, continuing on now. Putting an onion on the ear. So all I have to do is slice an onion in half and put it on the outside of the ear for about 20 minutes. This is great for kids if they're watching television or whatever, they're just resting, just to hold the ear there for about 20 minutes. It has a natural antiseptic effect, antibiotic effect, and it has quercetin, which is a great anti-inflammatory. As we know, it's a natural antihistamine as well. So it really helps to decrease that inflammatory response by just holding the onion on that ear that's bothering you on the outside. You're not putting it in, you're just holding a half-cut onion on the outside of the ear, which is amazing. Okay, number 5 is doing ear exercises. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing those ear exercises in just a few minutes. So I'm going to show you the technique, how to do the ear exercises. Amazing for draining the lymphatics, but helps with those ear infections as well. And number 6, of course, are immune-boosting herbal medicines. So I've got some of my favorites. We're going to go through that list because this is important, but okay, we are going to go there right away, and we do have a quiz question coming up, so stay tuned for that in a few minutes. All right, Adam D is asking, how do you get rid of tinnitus? It depends what the cause of your tinnitus is. Okay, so if it's an overt infection, that's one thing. If it is because of neurological issues, one of my favorite go-tos for tinnitus is getting enough seafood or DHA. So you can take a high DHA fish oil supplement, and often that is correlated with that tinnitus if it's a chronic thing, okay? So that's one of the things to consider. Vitamin B12 as well. If you are B12 deficient, lack of sunlight exposure, that can make your tinnitus worse. And getting some infrared. So if you're in an infrared sauna, if you have tinnitus, let's say in your right ear, you want to sit in the infrared sauna, and red light therapy would be great for this as well, and allow the ear to be in as close, that what is safe in an infrared sauna or a red light, and that can help with the tinnitus as well. It depends if it's in both ears, you'd have to sort of switch your head in different directions. Great question, but thank you. Okay, here are these herbal medicines work like antibiotics, and they don't have the compromising effect like conventional antibiotics of wiping out your good flora. So you're going to love these herbal medicines. Okay, so astragalus, a deep immune herb, which is really great at tonifying the immune system, great for upper respiratory tract infections. Love astragalus. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years, okay? So a really, really amazing. Echinacea, this is the purple cone flower. So this was the flower, and it's actually the root they use that has a natural antibiotic effect, and it was the antibiotic of choice that was used before we had conventional antibiotics that were, of course, discovered. American ginseng also tonifies the immune system, has a natural antibiotic effect. So I actually take these in combination. So one of the things that I take as a herbal thing when I'm coming down with something, or the kids or my husband's coming down with something, is these herbal medicines in combination, and it also has marshmallow in it, which is great for sore throats. So that combination, and then here are some of the others that you've heard me talk about here on the show, the parasite cleansing and candida cleansing herbal medicines that I love for ear infections as well. They help to boost your immune system, and of course are all natural. So the oregano, black walnut, and the cloves, and that's going to help to clear up your microbiome as well. So of course, remember, let's go to Lucy for just a second. I'm going to come back here in just a second we're going to be doing ear exercises in just a second, and we're going to be doing fill in the blanks too, but I just want to show you on Lucy really quickly what happens when our gut microbiome, so we know that our gut microbiome, we have millions upon millions of different organisms that are alive within our gut, and if we have too many of the bad guys, what happens is that unfortunately that can wreak havoc on our immunity. Over 80% of our immunity comes from having a healthy gut microbiome, and that is tied to the light and dark cycles of the day. So when you're not getting the right signaling from your environment in terms of what time is daytime, which means natural sunlight exposure, what time is nighttime, it means dark, after dark, after the sun has set, then even your microbiome is getting mixed messages, and that can offset your proper immunity. The herbal medicines come into play because they're actually helping to kill off some of those bad guys that can sort of take over when you've got some of these circadian mismatches. I hope that makes sense. All right, thank you for all the love coming in. Please hit that share button. And Odette, thank you for following today. Welcome to the show. Love the fact that you're all here. Please hit that share button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you are subscribed, you are following, and double tap the screen or I see all those hearts coming in. I appreciate it. And thank you for sharing. That's so great. Just Rachel, thank you for sharing. It's great to have you here. Okay, guess what time it is? It is fill in the blanks time. Okay, this is my favorite part of the show, just to let you know. I have so much fun doing this. I think in a past life I must have been a teacher because I just love this. Or when my younger self, I just love school. I used to play school, with my neighborhood friend. I was always the teacher. I don't know why. So funny. Okay, here we go. We're going to play fill in the blanks. So just do your best here. It's something that we've talked about in previous episodes of the show, all about grounding. Now, if you don't know what grounding is, you're going to learn a lot right here. So just come along for the ride. All right, grounding, AKA, what's another word for grounding? Okay, put your answers in the comment section. Let's see who has been paying attention. And if you know a lot about this subject, then all right, we have it already. Steph, you have it. Wow. Oh my goodness. Steph is already going on to the next few answers. Love that. Mary Moore, you got it. Good, good, good. River Deep is asking, any tips for quitting sugar? How about we do that next week? I love that question because it's such a big topic and it affects your immune system. It affects your ear infections or chronic infections. Okay, we've got it. We're going to do that next week. Awesome. Great, great topic. Drew Roof, hey, hello. Thank you for tuning in from India. Okay, we've got it. Victorious, we have it. Yes, we do. All right, so earthing, grounding, AKA earthing. And there's a great movie. It's the Earthing movie. You got to check it out. It's on YouTube. What a great movie. If you don't know about this subject, please watch that movie for free, okay? It is fantastic, the early. Kathy, we got it. Okay, good. Now, means you connect your bare blank to the blank. Okay, so I know a lot of people are, okay, we already have this answer, of course. Our bare, actually, there's an answer that I'm looking for that isn't here yet, which is actually even a better answer than what everybody's putting. Can anybody think of what? Yes, Steph, I knew you'd get it. All right, here we go. Your bare skin, okay? Yeah, okay, we had that on the other platform as well. So skin or feet, your feet as well. Great answer. That was the more popular answer that I see everybody's putting in. But Deb, yes, exactly, your skin. Martin, yes. Raina, exactly, your skin to the, what are we connecting our skin to? We're connecting our skin to the, we have it, yes? All right, we got it. To the ground, yes, to the ground or to the earth. So let's put earth. Whoops, there we go. All right, grounding allows for blank to enter your body. Something that I always talk about. So what is coming into your body? What is coming into your body? Very specifically, I'm looking for something. Aries 09, yes, I love that. Good job. I'll give you a few more seconds, everybody. Yep, I like that. Trucker life, yep, we got it. Okay. Deb, yes, Deb Suma has it. Frozen's Matt, hello, hello. Amy as well. I love that answer. Tara McEachern, yes, good. So electrons. All right. To enter your body, which offsets the, what kind of charge? Offsets the, what's the next one? Herdana, not quite. Kathy Stat, good answer, but I'm looking for something specific. So the electrons, Tara, you've got it, yeah. Everybody's going the wrong way on this one. To offset is, yep. Okay, we've got it, yes. We do? No, I don't see it. Oh, yes, you did have it. Okay, offsets the positive charge. Positive, not so good. That may have accumulated. Blank charge is correlated to inflammation. All right, so what kind of charge? If everybody's tuning in right now, we're doing our fill in the blank section of the show. Welcome to the Doctor Janine Show. So glad to have you here. We're learning about grounding. If you don't know what that is, please stay tuned because this is important stuff, okay, for our overall health. So what charge is correlated to inflammation? We've got it. Yes, everybody's on the same page here. Yes, unconventional me, you got it. Positive, so I'm just gonna do this. Positive charge is correlated to inflammation. Our blank need electrons to produce energy. What needs electrons to produce energy? I don't know how to say that. Sayorice has it. Sayorice, you had a lot of good answers. Good. Yes, and I see that. Good job. You're the first one to have it. Laura, good job. Tara, good. Love this. I'm waiting for one more platform. Leanne, yes, good job. Michelle, we almost have it. Raina, you've got it. WW Sammy D has it and is in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Tara, yeah, that's quite specific. Very good. We got it? All right. Okay, our mitochondria. So I'm just going to put I'll write it out. Mitochondria. Good. Need electrons to produce that energy. Okay, so this is why we take off our socks and shoes. We attach ourselves to the earth. It could be your hands. You could do yoga. You can sit down. We're going to have another multiple choice question coming up, more about grounding. So that is coming up. You have another opportunity. And we will have quiz questions as well throughout the show where you can win a prize. So that is coming up. Stay tuned for that. Okay, now I promised to show you the ear exercises, all right? So this is really simple. If you've got an ear infection or not, and thank you for all the love coming in. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Please hit that share button. Make sure you are following. Okay, Jihu, you can't remember. That's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Hello, Philip. You got the right answer. Okay, so let's continue. So those ear exercises. So I want everybody to do this. If you can put your device down, if you're holding a device, remember we're not supposed to be touching it because you want to distance yourself because of the EMF, something else that we talk about here at the Doctor Janine Show. All right, ear exercises. So first, we're going to pull up on our ears. Everybody do this at home as well. So you're going to pull your ears up. Then you're going to pull them back towards, let's say, the back wall if you're in a room or if you're outside. So pulling it back. Then you're going to pull down. Then you're going to close this little tragus thing. So you know that little thing where you can kind of, I can't show you on that side because my earpiece is there, but you just close it once. And that is to equalize the pressures in the ear. All right, so you're just going to press on that little tragus thing once, okay, to release that pressure. And then you're going to massage your lymphatic. So you're going to go behind your ears and massage down the back. So behind, there's lymph nodes, right? Remember, right behind the ears. So you're going to massage here and down your neck. Remember all those lymphatics in and underneath the SCM muscle, the sternocleidomastoid. So you're going to just massage down this way. Now, the other thing that I like to do, part of, if you were here last week, our 10 steps of doing lymphatic drainage massage was to do the clavicle area as well. So you just kind of go up and down the clavicles, and then if you really want to, if you've got, time and the ability to do it, you're in a place where you could do it, then do the 10 steps of your lymphatic drainage that we did last week. You can revisit, of course, if you missed last week's show, you can revisit that. That's a really important technique for all of that lymphatics to help. If you are, going through something, if you've got a cold or flu, you've got an ear infection, those 10 steps are going to be important, plus your ear exercises. I put one in the comments. I hope you love that. Learning those ear exercises, and that was, it's something that is amazing. And even if you don't have an ear infection, just once in a while doing that is really great to just sort of give some attention and love to your ears. All right, so let's continue now. Oh, guess what time it is? It's quiz question number 1 time. Okay, everyone, if you're here for the first time, welcome on in. Hit that follow button. Make sure you are following, you are subscribed. Okay, we're going to play for a prize, and I will be announcing last week's winner in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. But we're playing this week for the immune support from our great friends at VitaTree Nutritionals. Okay, so here we go. A quiz question is going to come up on the board. Even if you're just tuning in now, just take a guess at it. The first one's a true or false. And so you have a 50-50 chance of winning. Okay, so all you're going to do is answer that question. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. Once you see the question, is everybody ready? This was an easy one. Okay, here we go. Quiz question number 1, true or false? It's good to eat sugar during an ear infection. Okay, get your answers in. I can't wait to see the answers for this one. It should be fairly simple. Thank you. All right, we have about 15 seconds left. It's true or false? Everybody get your answers in. All right. True or false? All right. Okay, everybody got your answers? Yep. Elaine is here. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in today. All right. I'm just giving you a few more seconds. Okay, I think it should be fairly self-explanatory. Okay, of course, the answer is false. False, all right? The answer is false. So, yeah, sugar, not so good when we're talking about, even if it's a cold or a flu, your body's fighting something, some kind of infection, urinary tract infections as well. You don't want to overdo it with, of course, the sugar in your diet. It often is going to feed. Remember when we were talking about the microbiome and over 80% of your immunity comes from that gut, it's going to feed those bad guys, so we don't want to do that. Okay, I do want to announce last week's winner of the VitaTree Magnesium, and it was Claudie Pro. Well, congratulations, Claudie Pro. Good job, and I hope that you're watching. If you are, give us a shout out and give us a thumbs up. You are our winner from last week. Now make sure everyone that you are following Team Doctor Janine, so that my team, and if you're seeing my team behind the scenes, they help to answer questions throughout the show. So please make sure that you are following them so that they can reach you if you are a winner. Now I do want to talk about something that is amazing as part of a beauty routine, and this is natural rosehip oil. So isn't this amazing? If you have tried rosehip oil as part of your beauty routine, please put a rose in the comments. I want to see if anybody has tried rosehip oil. It is amazing, okay? So we know that some of the attributes of rosehip oil and some of the ingredients that are naturally occurring, and just to show you what the rosehip is, because a lot of people are confused on this. So the roses, if we look at a rose, can we show the roses for a second, guys? Okay, so roses, we know as they're blooming, they're in full bloom. These are actually incredible. They look just like the ones that I had as a little kid in our garden, which I love. And I love roses. And if they're a true, like a good quality rose, the fragrance that comes from them, oh my goodness, amazing. All right, so beautiful rose hips, and then of course you prune them back, but then after they've actually bloomed, what you're left with is the little pod of seeds, and this, if this looks familiar to you, is the rose hip. Okay, and it's loaded with certain vitamins, which are amazing. So vitamin C, and here's the little seeds, and the seeds, you can extract from the seeds, you can actually extract the oil, which is something that you can use for your beauty routine. Now, let's go to some of the attributes of the rosehip oil. Okay, so number one on the list is vitamin C and A. So isn't this interesting? So during World War II, when Great Britain could no longer have access to, they couldn't import citrus fruits to get their vitamin C, citizens were actually asked to go out and collect the rose hips, which of course naturally grow there, and to be able to make a syrup, which was loaded with vitamin C. So you can see that that is something that was used way back in wartime to be able to give the citizens and their immune system a good source of vitamin C. All right, so that's really important. Now, number two, another attribute is it contains essential fatty acids. So things like oleic acid, palmitic acid, linoleic acid, and GLA, gamma linoleic acid, which is amazing in terms of being able to have those healthy fatty acids on the skin. So, great for fine lines and wrinkles. And we're going to talk about some of the things that, and the way that rosehip oil can actually help your skin. And number three, it also contains lycopene. Now, lycopene, if you know, actually is a natural sun protectant. Okay, so this could be something that's interesting as well to wear on your skin to help to protect from some of the UV damage from the sun. All right, so Shorty and Walter, do I have a recipe on how to make it? No, I do not, because I purchase it personally in the health food store because it takes a lot of the rose hips, so you wouldn't have to actually get thousands and thousands of rose hips to be able to extract enough of the oil. So that would be something that would be very difficult. And, you know, I don't know if you would have access to your own rose garden, then maybe that has thousands and thousands of roses that you would be able to do that. Okay, I see all the rose emojis coming in. I love it. Big Red Hog Queen, thank you for tuning in. So glad to have you here. Yeah, the rose hip oil, love it, love it, love it. And if you're new to it, I'm going to talk about how it can really help with your skin routine. That is coming up. Before we go there, show some love, and thank you for all the hearts and all the love coming in. Thank you for sharing today's live. So yours 143. I appreciate that you shared today's live. Hey, if everybody could hit that share button, I truly appreciate it. Make sure as well that you are following, and guess what we're going to now, and that you are subscribed as well. Thank you for all the love. All right, let's talk about our next quiz question coming up right now. Okay, so if you're just tuning in now, great timing. We have quiz question number 2. Of course, we play for a prize that you can win. It will be sent to you for free. This is the immune support from our great sponsors at VitaTree Nutritionals, Whole Food Vitamins. All right, are we ready? Quiz question number 2. Let's go. Name a herbal medicine with antibiotic effects. Something that we talked about. Let's see if you are remembering these herbal medicines. So natural antibiotic herbal medicines. You've got another 23 seconds left. All right, 15 seconds. How are we doing here? You can put in multiple answers as well. Some of the things that we talked about. I like that. I like these answers. This is very good. Good job, everyone. All right, everybody got your answers in? Okay, I see some which are also very good that I didn't mention in today's show, which I love. Yes, there's a Janine. I like the way you spell your Janine. That's awesome. Good, Sarvita. I like that answer as well. Some of the Stephanie, yes, that's what we talked about today as well. Jacinth, yes, I like those answers. Okay, so here's the ones we talked about. So astragalus, echinacea, American ginseng, oregano, black walnut, cloves. They all have natural antibiotic effects, again, with the bonus of not wiping out your good, healthy flora. So that becomes very important when you're trying to tonify your immune system and actually fight things off. So colds, flus, and of course we're focusing in on ear infections today. I do want to say thank you to all of my super fans. I mean, you guys are the best. Every week, you know, you are making sure that you tune into this show. And of course, you answer the questions. We have a multiple choice question is still coming up as well, so that's going to be fun. And I appreciate you all, so thank you so much. A shout out to all of you. You're very generous throughout the shows as well, which I truly appreciate, to, you know, help to support the channel. And, you know, all of your shares and all of the times that you are liking the show and commenting, it really does help to support the channel. And I appreciate the volume of people that we have that tunes in every week. So thank you so much. Tell your friends as well. It's great to have you all here. Okay, now I do want to talk about the benefits of that rose hip oil. Remember, it is a beauty part of my beauty routine now, which is ever changing and evolving, but I absolutely love the rosehip oil. So remember, it has that vitamin A and C. It also has vitamin E and K as well, which is amazing. So one of the things that it can really help with, number one, is hyperpigmentation. So if you do have those dark spots, it could be hormonally related, it could be to your sun exposure, and often not getting enough sun. Too much blue light as well can really cause that hyperpigmentation to get so much worse. So, and that's from your screen. So being on your, I know everybody's on a screen right now, but you have to think about that. And always, you know, if you can create more distance from your screens, that's going to help to protect your skin. And getting more natural sunlight exposure in full spectrum light is going to be really important. Red light as well is important. But of course, the rosehip oil, because it has the vitamin A, C, E, and K, is really great for that hyperpigmentation. So that's something natural that you can use. Okay, number two is it also has that natural sunscreen effect. Now remember those essential fatty acids that were in here, plus the vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, is also great for protecting against UV damage from the sun, okay? Please hit that share button. Everyone, thank you for sharing today, and thank you for sending the roses. Khalil 520, thank you so much. Kanalik, thank you for the roses. That's so kind and so generous. Love the fact that you're here today. Thank you so much. And so many new followers as well, so thank you for tuning in today. Hey, if you're here for the first time, I'm Dr. Janine. This is the Doctor Janine Show. We do this live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we're talking about about the benefits, the beauty benefits of rosehip oil. Let's go to number 3. Great for fine lines and wrinkles. So using it in those tender areas. So whether it's in the crow's feet area, if you have the number 11s, if it's the, the forehead wrinkles, wherever you're, and the neck, I find is amazing as well for fine lines and wrinkles, helping to soften. Remember those natural antioxidants which are naturally occurring in the rosehip oil, great for the skin. Number 4 is it can help with acne. So it's not going to clog your pores. It's non-comedogenic. Did I pronounce it correctly? It's such a hard word for me to say. Did I say it right? Give me a thumbs up of non-comedogenic for all the dermatologists out there. Yes, so it's not going to, of course, clog those pores so great because even when you have acne, you can still have an underlying issue where you still need some hydration and you need a bit of a skin barrier. And it's so important that you can use the rosehip oil if you are prone, of course, to that acne and acneic skin, which is inflammatory. And some of the attributes, the vitamin A, the vitamin C, the E, K, which are natural anti-inflammatories, plus the healthy fats in the rosehip oil is amazing because, okay, thanks. Yes, I see those thumbs up. Amazing, amazing. Okay, now let's continue because we will be doing Gua Sha as well in today's live, and I'm going to show you a great technique, a bit of a review if you've been here before, but also at the same time, we're going to incorporate for the ears and ear infections and getting all of those lymphatics moving. Now, that is going to be really fun. Now, okay, guess what time it is? Multiple choice time, another favorite time of the show for me. I love these questions, and I won't say anything. I'll say it after we see the question. This one might stump a lot of people. Here we go. All right. Talking about grounding again and some of the surfaces on which we can ground ourselves. So if you're just tuning in a little bit earlier, we did talk about grounding. We did a fill in the blanks. You did very well, everyone. And if you're new to grounding, then I encourage you to listen, and check out a lot of my other content about EMFs and grounding and how you can do that, different ways to ground yourself. But let's see. All right, here we go. Multiple choice. Which of the following can you ground yourself on? Basement cement. Feel free to put your answer in if you already know the answer. If you're reading ahead, the garage door metal frame, grass, rocks, or all of the above. Let's see who's going to get this one right. Please put the letter in. We're looking for the correct letter. And my whole goal of this one was to stump you. So I had to think really hard. Yep, I had to think really hard how to put this question together based on a lot of the comments that I have in my actual videos that I have online on my shorts and my other the short form videos, of course. So yes, does everybody have their answer in? Remember, we're playing for a prize when we get to our quiz questions. These are kind of for fun, but hey, it's all about participation here. Okay, everybody has their answers in. I stumped a lot of you. Okay, I'm actually proud of myself. Yeah, it's like 50-50 between people knowing this one or not. Okay, we've got it. Everybody has their answers in. Okay, I love that. Yohavit, yes. Shelly, Teresa, Michelle, as well as Andy, Vident. And here we see Jair, Eva as well, Jay, Margaret, Tamaraj, Landa Pack, Kath, as well as Martha, Remla, Leah, Tans. Okay, great answers, Martha. All right, we got this? All right, so the correct answer, believe it or not, because I know a lot of you said this one, is E, all of the above. All right, so if your basement, and this is important, if your basement is actually, and there's usually not a barrier, so like it's ground and then it's cement, so your cement floor in your basement is going to be, if right on the cement, as long as there's not a barrier on top of the cement, is going to be grounded. The garage door metal frame is also grounded, all right? And this is the one that I often use if I can't, like if it's a cold Canadian winter here, and I can't get my socks and shoes off, or it's just too cold, then that's what I do. And I can feel it happen. As soon as I ground, I can feel those electrons. So that's kind of my hack in a cold Canadian winter. Otherwise, I'm on grass or on rocks, And there you go. There you have it. Okay, how many were stumped by that? Please put a heart in the comments if I stumped you. I know a lot of you put, of course, grass was the only one, but in fact, all of these are true. Also, swimming in the ocean, you can ground. If you're swimming in a lake, that's grounding. Your kitchen faucet is also grounding, which is amazing as well. All right, we're going into the beauty section of the show. How long do you need to ground? As long as you can. Deb Suma, I love this question because it depends. If you're sick, if you're going through something, then you want to ground longer. It only takes like less than a millisecond to actually get grounded. It's instantaneous. They've tried to measure it, actually grounding, and it happens so fast that it's almost immeasurable. So it happens very quickly. Now, the amount of electrons you want to pull into your body is variable for everyone. So if you want just your daily energy, you do it for 2 minutes in the morning, minimum. If you are sick, you're going through something, you're doing it longer. If you have a headache, for instance, one time I had a headache for whatever reason. I laid out on the cement in my backyard, laid out and just allowed the electrons to come into my brain, and it took 5 minutes, no more headache. So it depends on what you're going through, and that's the answer that I have to say. But yeah, if you just want to do it as a good health practice every morning, a couple of minutes first thing in the morning, minimum. If you can go for a walk, it depends on the weather and where you live, of course, it would be great. Mary Moore, do you do cold exposure when you have a flu? Probably not. When your immune system is actually fighting something, some people would see this in the opposite way. It really depends because everybody's immunity and how often you get a flu, and everybody is different in terms of, but I probably wouldn't recommend it during an overt flu when your immune system is fighting. But if you do your cold exposure regularly, you won't get the flu to begin with. All right. Tarot Jackpot, thank you in Australia. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad. Okay, a lot of questions coming in about grounding mats, grounding sheets. Yes, I get this question every week. I do like them. I have them on all our beds in our home, as long as what you're grounding into is a safe ground. How do you know that? Well, usually a good company is going to send you the tester. You have to test what you're actually grounding into to make sure that it's grounded. So if it's a socket, an outlet, electrical outlet, we have to make sure that it is properly grounded. And if it is not, then you want to make sure that you are sort of connecting to the outdoor, into the actual earth. Now, if there's a lot of undercurrents of EMF energy underneath the soil, underneath the ground that you want to ground into, that's not going to be a good thing. So it depends how many cables, where you live. It's a very variable thing. But I do love them, and this is fantastic in terms of your overall health to get grounded. The best case scenario is go outside and get grounded. All right, so we're in the beauty set. Thank you, and I promised I was going to show you some Gua Sha. So how many people love the Gua Sha? I'd love to hear. Put it 2 in the comments if you love your Gua Sha and if it's something that you are using regularly for your beauty routine. Now, what you're going to do is you can use any oil or serum. So my technique is to do this usually at bedtime, and so you're going to cleanse your face, of course, and so you have nice clean skin, and always wash your Gua Sha after each use, and then you're going to apply your serum or whatever it may be, just a few drops. So I'm going to do this a little bit on just one side of my face. So I'm just going to apply it to the lower quadrant here and just a little bit on my neck. Okay, so you want to have a little bit of slip and slide for your Gua Sha, and the Gua Sha comes this is a jade one. They come in rose quartz, all different types of Gua Shas. And now what I like to use is the notch. And the notch you can use along your chin bone like this. Okay, so you're just going to use that notch starting at the midline, going up towards your ear. Now in front of your ear, now remember the lymphatic chains in front of the ear, there are lymph nodes. All right, so you're going to bring it up and do a little shake. And if you do have an ear infection, this can be really helpful as well. So a little shake in front of the ear, right in front of the ear, where that little lymph node is. And you notice that I sweep up, but then I sort of tilt my Gua Sha to use this point when I get to in front of the ear. All right, there we go. What is Gua Sha? Gua Sha is this little, what do you call it? Device, I guess. It's a beauty device. It comes in different stones. This one is jade, which is very calming and cooling to the system. I love the rose quartz ones as well. They're amazing because they just have that healing sort of energy to them. All right, so you're going to go up about 5 times. So 5 passes up, and you do that little shake in front of the ear. Then you're going to go from your right behind the ear. So remember that again, yes, perfect. Okay, right behind the ear, we have these lymphatic tissues as well, and those lymph nodes right behind the ear. So especially great for after you've done the ear exercises that we just did, but behind the ear, we're gonna go down now, the Gua Sha, towards the clavicle. So the clavicle is here, remember, and that is where we have another big chain of lymphatics right here. So down towards this section, and again, about 5 passes, and then you're gonna go from the back of the ear down the back of the neck. So look at all the lymphatics in the back of the neck as well. So we're draining from behind the head down to the back of the neck. Now how, again, 5 passes, and you would do it on both sides. So then I would switch over to the other side, I would oil the other side, go up. Now this is great for defining your jawline, it's great for draining all that lymph. So if you've got any type of headache, if your lymphatic system is clogged up for whatever reason, you want to drain, you also want to lift this tissue, and you want to drain that lymphatic, amazing for that. Then I would go in and do the clavicles and the whole series of what we did last week with the 10 steps for full body lymphatic drainage. Okay, so there we go. And you want to see this more closely, Laura? Okay, this is the, here we go. So it's very, I don't know if you can see it, but it's very smooth. So the Gua Sha is very smooth. And you can purchase these online. Do the rollers of jade help also as well? But yeah, they will help to roll the skin. It's more of a surface effect. With this one, you're actually affecting and getting at the lymphatics, which is beneath the skin surface to move that lymph. So a little bit different than the rollers of the jade, but that's kind of has a cooling and soothing effect to the skin. The Gua Sha in a jade is going to be, you're having more of a therapeutic effect. Okay, I know a lot of questions coming in. Thank you so much. And I can't get to everybody's questions, which I apologize. So please tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We still have another quiz question coming up right now, so don't go anywhere. But tomorrow, please tune in. Hashtag Ask Dr. Janine every Wednesday at 1 p.m. This is when, of course, we do our Q&A. So save your questions for tomorrow. If I didn't get to your question today, I'm so sorry. All right, are we ready for quiz question number 3, everyone? All right, we are playing for a prize, and this is for the immune support from our great friends at VitaTree Nutritionals, whole food vitamins. And all right, here we go. This should be fairly simple. If you're just tuning in now, you may not know this, but it's a good learning opportunity. All right, here we go. Let's see the question. Okay, quiz question number 3. What vitamins are found in rosehip oil? You've got 30 seconds on the clock. Get your answers in now, and let's see how you do. All right, we've got about 15 seconds left now. Everybody getting your answers in? All right, good job, everyone. Yeah, wow, this is fantastic. Good, like that. Good job, everyone. Okay, everybody got your answers in? And remember, you could win a prize. So remember from our this is like a donation from our great friends at VitaTree, our sponsors. Okay, everybody's got that? And here we go. So our answer is, let's reveal, of course, vitamins A and C. So congratulations, everybody who put those answers in. Great job. And yeah, you did so well today. I know most people had these answers correctly, which is amazing to make sure that you are all here today. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So if you're just tuning in, what we've talked about is, of course, our ear pulling exercise. And we also did our Gua Sha. So we just came off of that section of the Gua Sha. We used the facial oil, of course, which was our rosehip oil. And I shared all of the attributes of that. And if you didn't get your question answered, make sure that you do tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be answering your questions. Next week's show, we will be talking about quitting sugar. I'm going to give you some hacks. Of course, going into winter now, we should be going a little bit more keto in terms of weight loss and body metabolism and keeping our mitochondria happy and healthy. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about mitochondria as well and continue that conversation to teach you more about how to get healthier and to do it naturally. That's what we're all about here at the Doctor Janine Show. And okay, LS said your mother did the ear pulling exercises for me years ago. I'm so happy to hear that, which is so amazing. Okay, and Tarot Jackpot is asking for more information on iodine and taking it for menopause. That is actually a great thing that we will talk about next week. So iodine, I'd love to talk about that. That's so important as well. And I have other attributes of what that can help with as well. If you've seen some of my content, a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions on that. Iodine for the cold sores, which is something that came up more recently. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, Candida questions. We will, Melissa, for sure, we're going to talk about Candida when we talk about getting off of sugar, and some tips to deal with Candida we'll talk about next week as well. So thank you, everyone who tuned in. I'll see you tomorrow during the Q&A. It was great to have you all here today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for following. Thanks for all the love and the hearts coming in. A great show. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.